Sacred Geometry Living, simply put, is transformational image consulting. It's a way to wear your inner beauty and power on the outside by harmonizing color, shape, texture, and your personal style to the energy of the clothing and accessories and pretty much everything that you surround yourself with. I'm Teresa Schley Valenzuela, founder of Sacred Geometry Living. I've been studying color and sacred geometry since about 2000, and I've been studying personal growth, human potential, and spirituality for a little over 3 decades now. I'm constantly inspired by how transformational this work is simply by changing the way that you dress. When you dress for your unique energy category, you look and feel 10 times better. You appear 10 times more radiant, and you also appear more credible, approachable, and more friendly. Now, the first step to figuring out which energy category you are is to do a quick and easy energy reading, and that only takes 1 photo. One of the most exciting aspects of this work is the fact that it allows you to shop consciously and live sustainably. When you shop within your energy category, you shop consciously and you only buy the items that resonate with you. So what happens is you automatically consume less, and that is how you support the planet. In this video, I'm going to go in depth into one of the energy categories so you can get a sense of how the system works and also how the categories work with each other. As I said, this is high vibrational transformational work. So if you're looking for a fun and easy way to express the most radiant aspects of your true unique inner self, Sacred Geometry Living is for you. Please visit the website to learn more about the energy reading and also to find out more about our online course. And remember, when you shop in your unique energy category, not only are you doing the best for yourself, but you're also helping the planet by shopping consciously, living sustainably, and consuming less. And that's how you give the planet a hug. Hello, Sleek Energy, and welcome to Sacred Geometry Living. If you're watching this video, for one reason or another, you are curious about Sleek Energy. I'm Teresa Schley Valenzuela, and I'm the founder of Sacred Geometry Living. So in this video, I'm just going to give you a brief overview of Sleek Energy. You can find out a lot more on my website, and also there is an online video course that you can get if you're interested in going deeper into your energy category. There are 4 Sacred Geometry Living categories. There's light energy, which is represented by the element air. They're the visionary people. They're not necessarily the people that you're going to want to go to complete things. There's gentle energy, and they're represented by the element water, and they're the people who kind of want to dig in and get questions answered and do research and that type of thing. There's fiery energy, represented by the element fire, and they're the producers of the world. They're the kind of people who can do amazing things and juggle multiple projects and do things that, normal humans aren't capable of all at the same time. And then there's sleek energy, and sleek energy is really about completion, perfection. They're the finishers of the world. They're represented by earth energy. So I want to talk a little bit about prime directives, because I think this sort of distills the information down, and to me, if you want to distill each category down into one teeny nugget, it is their prime directive. So a prime directive is an unconscious energy driver that guides conscious behavior. All right, I'm going to read the definition for prime directive because I don't have it memorized. So the prime directive is the unconscious energetic guiding principle that drives conscious behaviors and movement. So in a sense, the prime directive can be summed up as the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So for sleek energy, the prime directive is efficiency. So whether you're making toast, or you're getting your kid out the door, or you're managing a huge project, or you're writing a novel, your unconscious drivers, your prime directive, the thing that's going to be motivating you, both unconsciously and consciously, is the drive for efficiency. And the way you move is in a straight line. You're going from point A to point B, whether it's with your shopping cart, with your car, with your thought patterns, or where you're going in a relationship. You really are kind of a point A to point B person. What's the bottom line? What's the quick and best way to get there? Now, your energetic instinct is It's similar to your prime directive, but it's kind of like the way you do things. You can't help yourself. That's just the way it comes out. It's about what you are, not really who you are. So it's not about your personality, whether you're following a particular cultural model, what you learned in school. It's really what you are. So sleek energy needs consistent momentum. They are unfailingly direct and driven once a system is in place. So for them, having a system down is super important. Now, it's not always logical to have a system ahead of time, but in most cases, sleek energy is going to do whatever they can internally, like unconsciously, to figure out the system. Once the system is in place, they work the system. They're going to work the system, work the system, work the system to get from point A to point B. And they unconsciously express from the yin aspect or from the feminine energy. So guys, don't take this the wrong way, but essentially what that means, like for instance, fiery energy they're the producers. They're going to move, produce, boom, boom, boom. That's very, masculine. But sleek energy there sometimes can be pulled back and aloof. They're going to kind of analyze things before they move over. So that pulling back action is more yin energy. So that's all that means. Okay. So some of the gifts that sleek energy brings to what they do, no matter what, is their ability to reflect back to others what they are capable of. So this makes them good delegators. They're going to assume that you know what you're doing. They're going to assume that you can do a good job. And again, these are general points about sleek energy. It's not going to apply every single time in every single thing you do. But generally speaking, I'm sleek energy. So we sort of trust you know what you're talking about. We trust that you know what you're doing. We're not going to crawl up in you and try and tell you how to do things. Now, sleek energy can be know-it-alls. They may think they know everything. So if you know someone who's always a know-it-all, that's a sleek energy person who's off balance, okay? But more often than not, sleek energy has the ability to reflect back to people what they themselves are capable, what that person is capable of doing. They also bring a sense of stability and security because they are Earth's energy. Unconsciously, they just show up and they're Earth, they're solid, they bring a sense of stability and people feel that. So the people who really like you and want to be around you, they like that sense of security that you bring just inherently in your unique energy. And again, they're good at efficient systems. So if you want someone to figure out the quickest and easiest way to do something that uses up the least amount of resources, time, money, energy, give it to a sleek energy person. They'll be able to figure it out for you. Now, their challenges are to lighten up because sleek energy can really hold on to shit. They can live in resentment. They can also live in regrets. So their challenge, they can lose perspective on when to let something go. So they can hold on to things for a super long time and like not in a bad way. So for instance, if they're planning a project, they can be thinking of ways to make it happen kind of in the back of their head for a long time. And then when the time is right, they bring it forward. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but when it is bad is when they really need to let something go. It's a challenge for them to just let it go. So they need to keep it light. That's a challenge, generally speaking, for sleek energy people. Also, sometimes they have a problem staying connected because they do tend to be a little bit aloof and intense. Sometimes it's easier for them to cut things off than to stay connected. The gentle energy they're the connectors of the world. Sleek energy is good at contrasts, so they're good at cutting things. And so sometimes there are challenges to remain connected when it's better to remain connected as opposed to cut things off. The other thing is they have a little bit of trouble. Their challenge is to live in less than perfection. So like if things aren't perfect, that's a problem for them. I go through that all the time. I just went through that at Trader Joe's today and I was like beating myself on that. I'm like, why did I do that? But it's just something you can't help it. And what I see is that in all categories, when we go overboard with our challenges, it's because we're personally off balance, which I was this morning. But I'm better now because I've had another cup of coffee. All right. And the last thing is the challenge for sleek energy is to release judgments. So because we are black and white thinkers, we are into perfection, we're into efficiency in a beauty way, right? We want to express the beauty of efficiency, not just because we have sticks up our butts, even though people think that we do sometimes, but that's not where we're coming from. So we have a challenge living, not judging others because we see the perfection and it's like perfection, right? It's like our perfection. everybody has their own version of perfection, but sleek energy people do it best. So if we see something that's not perfect, we want to judge it. It's like, can't help it, just who we are. That's what makes sleek energy people great editors. Not all of them, but not every sleek energy person is a great editor. But what I mean is, that's one of the things I learned about myself is that, when I learned about this stuff, I was like, oh God, I don't want to be such a black and white thinker and judgmental person. But then I realized it's a skill that I bring to a lot of different situations. So my job, just like your job and everyone's job, is to understand behavioral modification. So know when it's not appropriate to judge others and to let that go, right? And when it's okay to bring your judgment skills to the table. So if you're building a house or working on a project or something like that, what sleek energy is going to do is say, before we get started, how was it done before? Let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's take a look at what was done before, see what worked and what didn't work. Then let's go line up our resources, time, space, money. What are our resources? Let's line them up so that we don't waste any time. And then let's find the quickest and easiest way to get there. So let's set up our system and to do this. So again, that's just a brief overview of sleek energy. There's lots more information on the website. And as always, if you have any questions, you can always reach out, send us an email. And then we do have the online video course. You get several videos plus a energy palette, which is something that you can use to shop for anything, purchase anything, your car, your desk accessories, your home decorations, home decor, your clothing, and you can also use it to brand your business. So it's a really great tool. If you want to go deeper, you always have access to that online video course. Thank you for visiting Sacred Geometry Living. I hope you enjoyed this video on sleek energy.